This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6 through 8. Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6 through 8. And it reads, "And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes and in divers places." Last but not least, Matthew 24, verse 8. "All these are the beginning of sorrow." Fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use. Copyright Act of 1976.
Military officials, they are reporting that Iran had enough fusion material to make 15 nuclear weapons within days. Anyway, joining us now from the Pentagon, our own Jennifer Griffin. Jennifer, what are you hearing there?
Well, Sean, it's very clear that the U.S. military would like to distance itself from these strikes inside Iran. We've heard from U.S. defense officials that the U.S. military was not involved. But we also are learning from Israeli security sources about what went down earlier today. I am told that there was a cabinet meeting inside Israel and that the war cabinet believed that they were getting together to talk about a ceasefire in Gaza, a possible hostage deal. And then when they were brought into the room, many of them were asked to sign non-disclosure agreements, and they were told that they were really brought together because they were moving forward with the strikes against Iran's nuclear program. I'm told from well-placed sources that this will go on for days, and that some of those targets include not just the nuclear facilities, as well as the ballistic missile sites, but also individuals, and possibly there are indications, reports from the region that the Iranian general staff was targeted, suggesting that the chief of staff of the Iranian army may have been killed in the strikes, and that other Iranian nuclear scientists were also struck. If you look back to the way that Israel handled Hezbollah in the north with the exploding pagers, it is likely that they wanted to disrupt the ability of Iran's military, their general staff, those responsible for the ballistic missile program, to be able to respond. Israel is bracing itself right now, expecting that there will be some sort of response. But I think if you look at the past, Sean, it's quite clear that taking out that layer of creating chaos amongst those who would call for those ballistic missile strikes is something that Israel has done in the past and would likely have done this time. Again, right now there are reports of some explosions in and around Baghdad. The U.S. Has an embassy there, as well as military personnel based in Iraq. And of course, there are 40,000 American troops across the Middle East. They are at bases and in extremely vulnerable positions. The White House and the Pentagon have given a warning to the Iranians not to strike those bases, but they are prepared. And that is why you heard Secretary Hegseth order that ordered departure of military dependence just yesterday. Sean.
All right, Jennifer Griffin at the Pentagon tonight. Thank you. Hey, Sean Hannity here.
Israel launched Operation Rising Lion, a targeted military operation to roll back the Iranian threat to Israel's very survival. This operation will continue for as many days as it takes to remove this threat. For decades, the tyrants of Tehran have brazenly, openly called for Israel's destruction. They've backed up their genocidal rhetoric with a program to develop nuclear weapons. In recent years, Iran has produced enough highly enriched uranium for 9 atom bombs. 9. In recent months, Iran has taken steps that it has never taken before, steps to weaponize this enriched uranium. And if not stopped, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year, it could be within a few months, less than a year. This is a clear and present danger to Israel's very survival. 80 years ago, the Jewish people were the victims of a Holocaust perpetrated by the Nazi regime. Today, the Jewish state refuses to be a victim of a nuclear Holocaust perpetrated by the Iranian regime. Now, as Prime Minister, I've made it clear time and again, Israel will never allow those who call for our annihilation to develop the means to achieve that goal. Tonight, Israel backs those words with action. We struck at the heart of Iran's nuclear enrichment program. We struck at the heart of Iran's nuclear weaponization program. We targeted Iran's main enrichment facility in Natanz. We targeted Iran's leading nuclear scientists working on the Iranian bomb.
Yeah, Trace, good evening. A state of emergency has been declared across Israel, civilians being told to stay next to bomb shelters after the Israeli military tonight launched strikes against Iranian nuclear sites, the country's missile program, and also targeted specific individuals. According to Iranian state media, Hossein Salami, the entire head of the IRGC, was killed in an Israeli strike. Other casualties are being reported by local media, and we are waiting to get confirmation on those. This is the large attack that everyone in the region was waiting to see if it would happen. The Israelis targeting directly Iranian nuclear facilities, including the Natanz facility, where the Iranians enrich uranium, one of the pieces to build a nuclear bomb. As we move forward here, though, the concern is what the Iranian response will be to these strikes. We know the Americans were not involved in these strikes, but they certainly could be involved in the defense of Israel.
Israel has a...
Israel.
Breaking news shaking the world. Israel has just launched airstrikes targeting Iran, and explosions have been reported in Tehran. In a dramatic turn of events, Iran has now declared a nationwide state of emergency as the situation escalates by the minute. Moments ago, MiG-29 fighter jets were seen taking off from Tehran's Mehrabad airbase, reportedly heading toward Israel. Sirens are sounding, tensions are peaking, and the region is on the edge of a full-scale conflict. Witnesses in Tehran
Thanks for being with us here on Live Now from Fox. Again, we're continuing to follow this breaking news there out of the Middle East as Israel has confirmed that it has sent targeted attacks to Iran. I want to play the video for you. If you are just now joining us here on Live Now from Fox, we've gotten in these images of the moments that those attacks were happening. Putting this up on your screen as well there, you can really see it here in plain sight as the flashes are going across the skyline. So again, what we now know at this point is that Israel attacked Iran's capital early Friday morning with those explosions booming across Tehran as Israel says that it has targeted nuclear and military sites. This attack, though, of course, comes as tensions have now reached new heights over Tehran's rapidly advancing nuclear program.
This is the book of, before I get started, I'd like to give all praise and glory to our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakat Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishop of Great Millstone, the topic is true, the rule well. Peace and salutation to the 144 elect. Isaiah 13:4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord Yahweh mustereth the hosts of the battle. So the Most High Yahweh is stirring up war and rumors of war. Joel chapter 3, verse 2. Joel chapter 3, verse 2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down unto the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, the valley of decision, and will plead with them there for my people. See, all this is going down for what they done to us. The Most High is stirring up the mustering the let me get it. Isaiah 13:4. Isaiah 13:4. The Lord Yahweh of hosts, which is the host of armies of heaven and earth, mustereth the host of the battle. So the Most High Yahweh is mustering the battle, bringing all these nations together for war, for that he may plead with them there. Not plead meaning make a deal, that he will judge them there in the valley of Yahweh Shaphat over in Saudi Arabia area. And I will plead with them there for my people, the Israelites, and for my heritage, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. So once again, back to my preface precept, Matthew 24, verse 6 through 8, and I'm out. These are words of Yahweh Shai in red, and you shall hear of wars. We have heard of the war tonight between Israel and Iran. And we know that Putin in China is going to back up Iran if need be. And we know that America will back up Israel if it need be. So we are in the most important times of human history. We are at the end of the movie. Next is all we need is two more prophecies left, two more prophecies to come to pass, two major prophecies to come to pass, and then we out of here. Number one is the implementation of the RFID microchip, the implementation of the RFID microchip among society. And number two, World War III, and then we out of here according to Scripture. Matthew 24 and 6, because we got next in rulership, so you should be excited. How do you expect to get a new kingdom unless you lose the one you have? How do you expect to get a new body unless you lose the one you have? So we got next in rulership on planet Earth. I'm looking forward to it. These damn devils need to be taken out of power. Only way they can be taken out of power is through our power, Yahweh Shai, and they must self-destruct. Matthew 24 and 6, and you shall hear of wars. We heard of the war between Israel and Iran, and rumors of war. See that ye be not troubled. Why should we not see that we're troubled? Because this is exciting. We got next in rulership. Good. Let these damn devils shoot it out. Let me see if I can find this video real quick. Bear with me. Right here. Let me see if I can get this. Bear with me. Let me see if I can. Yeah, here it is right here, I believe. Check this out. Fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use. Copyright Act of 1976. Check this out. This is a story of the two of Edomites. Okay, caveman, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the devil the Bible speaks of, the abomination that makes desolate, the border of wickedness. The name of this video is titled A Brief Disagreement by Steve Cutts. Check it out. Now, what do you see? You see two cavemen. These are not Israelites. These are not melanated men. These are two cavemen, wild beast man, the beast man, Esau, Edom, Edomites. So what are they picking up? They're picking up gold, right? Gold's all on the ground. Okay, so they pick up the gold. The damn devil picks up the gold, right? The caveman, Esau, Edom. They're fighting over gold. There's gold everywhere on the earth, you damn devil, you idiot, you fool. But let me let the video play. Salakia. When I see this video, it just stirs me up because this is a beautiful illustration of Esau, the spirit of Esau, Edom. Remember, the first weapon we saw was a rock. Now they got the billy clubs. These are Edomites. These are not Israelites. The caveman, Esau, Edom. Now it went from rock, billy clubs to arrows. Now it went to fire. Now they're on horses throwing arrows and throwing spears. Now they got swords on horses, cutting each other's head off, cutting each other's arms off, all over gold. That's plentiful. Now they then elevated to a catapult. Yes, the so-called white man created the catapult. The Most High put the spirit on Esau, Edom, just like in Isaiah 54, 16 and 17. He put the spirit on Esau, Edom to make these weapons. The catapult, the gun, the ICBM thermonuclear missile, the robot dog, plastic, chemtrails, concrete, right? That's how those castles over there in England and London and Europe, all of those castles in Italy and everywhere, those were our castles that you see in those movies of the kings. Those are our castles. But so how would you take down a kingdom that's behind such stone brick walls? You create a catapult and throw stones at the castles, like you see in the movie Lord of the Rings. So now they didn't elevate it to catapult. Now they got axe. They got a double headed axe, arrows with fire on top of the castles. Now they didn't elevate it to cannons, ships. Now they got guns. Now we got grenades, machine guns, cars, trucks, planes, bombs. Helicopters. What are those called? Those Navy ships. More cannons. Jets dropping bombs on cities. Dropping bombs on cities and children. Not murdering children and kids and women with the bombs. Now they got the machine guns again. Murder, death everywhere under this damn devil. Now you see a drone. These are drones with bombs on them. Now they have the technology where they're behind the computer controlling the drone. So now they don't have to physically fight each other no more. Now they can just sit behind a computer and fight each other. Now they're arguing politically with their tie on, that phallic symbol. Remember, these are the Edomites, the so-called white men, the white race, Esau, Amalek. Now they're in their bunker, deep underground military bunker. Look what they're doing. They're pushing the button. What button? The button to shoot the ICBM thermonuclear missiles. Now look, everything's destroyed. It has elevated to that. Everything is now destroyed. Death everywhere. Death everywhere. Here they come out of their bunkers. The two that survived. We done ruined everything. Now they're back fighting again, back to the original, back to fighting each other with sticks. This is the so-called white man that the Bible speaks of. Back to Matthew 24:6. And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Because those missiles got to fly. For nation shall rise against nation. Israel against Iran, Iran against Israel, America against China, China against America, Russia against America, China against for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences, and earthquakes, and in divers places. Matthew 24:8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. One more video and I'm out.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickles.
This is Joel chapter 2 all day long. What you're looking at is the Terminator Genesis opening scene. What you're seeing is green grass, a beautiful greenery. right? Everything's beautiful. Fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use. Let me play it.
Long before I was born. Before the war with the machines. They remembered a green world. Vast and beautiful.
Children playing a normal day in America with a triple K.
With laughter. And hope for the future. But it's a world I never knew. By the time I was born, all this was gone.
There's a missile. This is the end. Then shall the end come.
Skynet.
We are in the beginning of sorrows.
A computer program designed to automate missile defense. It was supposed to protect us, but that's not what happened. On August 29th, 1997, Skynet woke up and decided all humanity was a threat to its existence.
It's your brother Kawhi Malak. Hope this was edifying and to the point. Israel, perfect. I'm praying for you. Kwame Nasharallah. Rise, Israel. Yeah, we got next, baby. Any day now, guarantee. Can't wait. Book it. Barakati Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Once again, double honor to the apostles. And once again, double honor to the apostles and elder bishop of the great millstone, the top of the truth that rule well. Peace and salutation to the hope of 144 elect. We almost out of here, Israel. Shalom to the next one.